Hello. I just had some thoughts from today when I was sitting in church. We had baptism. Actually, we baptized 35 people, 33 people today through the three services. It was a powerful Sunday. And as I was sitting there during the second service, just as we sang Amazing Grace, I got to thinking about how God's amazing grace is what pulls us all together. Here in this service, two rows in front of me was a gentleman who was Asian. Um, I had walked through the room where we have an Hispanic translation, a Spanish translation for people who need that in our service. And then in the third service, while I was working with the ministry team, we had gentlemen who were black who were baptized, and they had been provided housing by some members of the church when they lost their housing, and they had seen the love of God through the just folks being folks and caring about them. And it drove home to me the fact that with all the things that we let divide us within the body, that we let divide us as people, there is something that's unifying, and that is both the need and the reality of the need for and the reality of God's amazing grace. In that service, I mentioned racial differences, age, from the young to the old, gender, male and female. I saw Mom celebrating on stage as she was singing just after her two daughters had been baptized. It's God is where we come together, and God's grace is what has made that possible. I was overseas right after the fall of the Soviet Union and working in Latvia. There in Russian, we were singing of God's amazing grace. It's a song I hear across national lines and language lines because it comes back to the basic point of who we are as followers of God, followers of Christ. You see, none of us deserve to be called Christian. Rather, God, through His grace, welcomes us in. All of us, regardless of the sin we've had in the past, regardless of the sin that we're still dealing with now and the sins we're going to commit in the future. God welcomes us in and says, let me work with you, let me grow you, and make you into that perfect someday. But the growing awareness of His life and ours that makes us more like Him, and in this really wonderful sort of way makes us more like He created us to be in the beginning. So, just a thought from today. Enjoy, live in, celebrate in, and be willing to share the life that is in God's amazing grace.